Hi, my name is Evan Nielsen from Nielsen Law Group. I help individuals and small businesses to reduce their taxes and to protect their assets. And I wanted to visit just a moment in this video segment about some of the key things that you can do to maximize your tax refund, in particular one area. But a little bit of background. Most people typically pay 40 to 80% more in taxes than they need to. And this happens for a number of reasons. The most common one is because they don't know what exemptions they can and can't take. The Internal Revenue Code is a number of rooms of volumes of books. And it's easily something that could fill an entire library at this point. It's become so complicated and so convoluted. And so as a result, it's very difficult for most tax preparers to stay on top of what is and isn't allowed. As a natural result of that, many tax preparers are familiar with how to run their software, but not how to prepare taxes given all of the provisions of the code. And it's an unfortunate reality of the complicated tax system that we have in the United States. But what that means is that many times taxpayers, you and I, leave tax money on the table that could have been returned to us as a refund. There is something that you can do that's very simple to correct that. What you need to understand in the process, though, is that when you report information on your personal return, it's treated one way. But if that information is reported on a business return, it's treated very differently. Now, don't miss the opportunity here. If you are in the business of trying to make money, you are in business, and you can have an incorporated business that files a tax return just like any major corporation. And so that would cover 99.9% of us in this country. And what happens is when you put information about business expenses or income on your personal return, the limits on what's deductible are very, very significant. And there are many restrictions that have to be adhered to. In addition to that, the IRS is very concerned about the information because they can't verify it. And so you're a much higher audit risk when you have that information there. By contrast, when you put that same information on a business return, the rules are different there. The latitude is much greater, and so there's virtually everything, with a few minor exceptions, that are not business deductions on a business return. And in addition to that, the IRS is not near as concerned about a small business's tax return because it's a small fish in a very large pond with very large businesses as well. And the information is also much more easily verified. So instead of putting it on a personal return where you have a high risk of audit, put it on a business return where there's a much lower risk of the same kind of scrutiny. So by using that system, it's fairly simple for you to minimize your taxes appropriately. And it's not uncommon for someone to be able to reduce their taxes by 50 to 70% simply by making that simple change. One simple way of maximizing your tax refund, and there are others, but that one can be very powerful if used properly. Now, I hope that's been helpful. I'm sure there are other questions about specifically how to do it. If you want to discuss it further, we'd be glad to visit with you. Feel free to call us. We wish you the best. Thanks.